All right, folks, I'm having a little trouble with my audio, and I gotta switch. I gotta switch to the headset. Apparently, hold on here. Let me just check my settings. Yeah, I gotta go to the headset this morning. Okay. All right, guys, I'm back. It's Tuesday, May 30th. Hope everyone can hear me. Audio. Let me just. Okay, yeah, Tuesday, May 30th. I was off on Friday, and man, the AI stocks boomed again. QQQ is booming again, and they're doing it again this morning. So first, let's talk about the indices. We'll go over to our bank list, which is really a macro list. You can see QQQ up 1.3%, SPY up 0.5%, ARKK 2.6%. All right, the real things I want to watch here are ARKK. There's a big one I want to watch. Okay, so ARKK, we want to close over the 50-week moving average. We're going to be gapping up above it this morning. The shape of that looks really good. The shape of this chart with, yeah, it looks really nice, but we have to see where it closes the week. But this is a good sign. Bitcoin proxy for risk, also a good sign. That's taking ARKK up with it. QQQ, I mean, it just looks crazy bullish, doesn't it? I mean, I've been saying this for a while that I've been like personally bearish on the macro, but bullish on the technicals of QQQ. And I mean, there's no denying it. You can't fight this. So, I've been long and just hedging. And look at this here. You got resistance at like 370 or something. What is that? Let's look at this. The top of this candle here, like 370. Can we go to 370? Yeah, I think it's possible. All right. So that whole risk we've been talking about is still there regarding, there's a few risks, right? We have the resolution of the debt ceiling, which the vote may come tomorrow. All right. Now, who knows? Initially, that may cause a spike, but because of the liquidity drain, we can possibly go down after that. And also look at XLE. Energy's been really, really weak, which is a sign of recession expectations. Okay. Retail, XRT, although it's up today. Well, it was also up Friday, but energy I'm worried about. The debt ceiling I'm worried about. What was it? Oh, interest rate expectations are going up again. Interest rate expectations are going up again in the June meeting. We may see higher interest rates. So just be careful. Look, I'm going with the flow and I'm riding these technicals, right? But I have a little bit of hedge. And as we get higher, I may keep adding more hedge. Okay. So that's just the way I'm playing it. There's a 4-pillar trading. We're looking at not only fundamentals, but also catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. And you got to look at everything holistically. And even, sometimes it goes against what you're thinking fundamentally. Looking good right now for this continued movement in the AI stocks driving QQQ up and also ARKK. But just be aware and look at that warning sign of XLE. Be careful about that. Okay. So let's actually, before I have an AI list, so let me just look at the AI list, and there may be some overlap with my morning show list. But NVIDIA, look at this. I mean, the analysts or reports have been glowing, major price target increases, people saying unprecedented beat, historical beat, never seen anything like it before in terms of the magnitude of the beat. Looking at the chart here, just I mean, I think this thing, it's hard. You don't have any parameters, but like 440 is like the big next tick I'm seeing here on this daily chart. So NVIDIA just looks like it's going to keep on going. And I'm personally not chasing it. Maybe something great to have in a long-term account, probably is. I'm looking at this point for more secondary and tertiary plays. And my favorite secondary play is Palantir. Now, Palantir, let's look at this. I mean, remember it was 1250 last week. And in the chat room, I'm like, this thing's going to do a V-shaped recovery in the afternoon and hit 13 or be trading over 13 by the end of the day. Well, it got close to about 13. And then boom, it's been nothing but up since. Now 1460. Look at these key levels. This is interesting. Wow, 52-week high. So you got to go to a 5-year chart. If you go to a 5-year chart, you see the top of these candles, 1486 and 1436. So we're above 1436. So if we hold above 1436 by the open, 1486 here, a resistance level, and then boom, up into the 19 range, 19 to 20 range, 19 to 21 range, really, after 1486. I think this is a wonderful stop to hold and as a swing position. It's got the fundamentals. It's got everything. It's got the sentiment. I mean, this is great. And also because it's a relatively large cap, that also is great. Big cap tech is hot right now. So Palantir, I'll give you those levels, right? 1486 or so, and then 19 to 21 range. I really, really continue like this. Continue like this is kind of like my top AI play right now after NVIDIA. AI, Kind of missed the boat on this. I don't know. I felt like this one was too memey of a stock and, retail driven. So I did avoid it. Probably made a mistake. They do have earnings tomorrow after the close. New all-time highs. Look at this short position, 27%. Every single short is underwater right now. Who knows how high this thing can go? Again, I'm playing it in terms of some downstream names that can go up after you see NVIDIA and AI up. What are some other ones that can continue going up? And, there goes VICR. All right, we'll talk about VICR in a second. But I do want to mention DELL. DELL is now an AI stock, which I didn't realize. Thursday earnings after the close. There's some news over here about DELL with some AI product they're building. Here it is. Project Helix. DELL NVIDIA unveil. This is May 23rd. Unveil Project Helix, assisting enterprise in creating trusted generative AI. So this one's just going to keep going too. As long as NVIDIA goes up and as long as NASDAQ goes up, DELL's going to keep going up, especially because they have earnings on Thursday. So you can get that earnings anticipation run, just like we're seeing with AI. So DELL's a real interesting one for today, and it's inside this gap between the 50 and the 200-day moving average. Let me just make sure. No, that's a 50 and 200 week moving average. So DELL, a real interesting one with where's the 52-week high on DELL? 52-week high on DELL is 52.60. All right. So maybe 52.60. Let me call that the target on this. DELL 52.60 target at this point. We're going to challenge that 52-week high as it rides the tailwinds of NVIDIA and QQQ. So exciting stuff, right? All right, now let me switch to my morning show list. Now, I just want to take a quick pause here and just put shout out. Need some help finding better app software here because this is going to be shut down soon, unfortunately. And I am blind without the TD app. I'm completely blind. I really don't know what I'm going to do, right? I've tried other things, but maybe I haven't tried all of them, all right? If you have an app you use, especially to track prices, real-time prices, and news, okay, with a great watch list, let me know. Let me know what you use because I'm going to need something for a show. I can't really do it on desktop because I'm looking at the news early morning from like 6 in the morning through I get to the office right at like 9 o'clock. And unless there's like some sort of app that the watch list is like really tied nicely to the desktop, but I don't know. This app is the best thing ever. All right. But anyway, unfortunately, it's going to be gone. And I would like to replicate this on the StoryTrading app, but it's going to take a while until we're able to do that, right? So you can see we have the beginnings of a watch list and real-time quotes, but it's got a while to go. So I'm dreading the moment when they shut this down because I'll be a little bit blind. So help me out. If you have an app you love to use, let me know what that is so we can have some continuity in our show when they do shut this down. All right, so here we go. VICR, another one. Palantir, I said, is like a top play for me in AI. VICR is the other one. This is like you want to go with the picks and shovels plays, right? For AI, that's going to be much better than the product solutions. Those are secondary and tertiary plays, right? These ones have lower risk because it doesn't matter which end user product wins, right? But they still have to use the technology. So VICR, thank you, Julian. They provide some of the hardware that NVIDIA needs to build out all of their infrastructure. And that's why you saw VICR is actually probably the best performing stock since the Thursday morning. If you bought this at the open Thursday morning, this is probably even doing better than NVIDIA, probably doing better than AMD. One of the best ones. AMD's up there also as a picks and shovels play. But I think this is going to continue because we're only up 2.7% this morning. And if you look at NVIDIA, Palantir up 4.7%. And AI, I just think VICR is going to catch up. And guess what price target I have on this thing? My price target on VICR is up here at almost $73. All right. So VICR, I got high hopes for that one continuing right at the open. And this is not really a retail play. There's not much pre-market action. You can see here, this is just institutions playing. And you can see the heavy volume at the end of the day we had on Thursday. You can see that big action right at the open. This indicates this is not a retail play. So VICR looking really good. All right, what else we got? We got WPP. Here's another one. They just had this is nice. They just had a deal with NVIDIA that was announced yesterday. Okay, but this is not a picks and shovels play. This is to make like better advertising. Was it advertising? Something in I think it is advertising. Some sort of advertising software. Creative transformation organization. That doesn't tell you much, but no. In the headline, here we go. Content engine deal. Okay. Shares climb after content engine deal. You can see build generative AI. Here it is. Enable content engine for digital advertising. All right, there it is. Okay. Now this trades in London, and in London it was up 1.5%, so right around $55. So I think that it traded at that level all day this morning, right? So you have a nice floor at around $55. You don't see, oh, this pre-market pump is fake, it's going to go down. No, all day long it's been trading in London at like $55 equivalent USD. So I think that it's pretty safe here in terms of the downside. And on the upside, you got your moving averages of like 50, 60, and then 57.32, the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. So this is one I really like for it today, WPP. All right, we're continuing to follow AUGX. I'm not going to tell you to buy it at 409. That's our AI medical play. That's in my long-term account. All right. Then we have, let me just move away from AI for 1 second. We're going to come back when Vegas comes in just a bit, in a few minutes, and we're talking about the big cap stocks that are impacted by AI. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. All right, we'll talk about all that in just a few seconds. But now shifting to some other stocks. Plug Power had some news this morning. I don't know how significant it is. It sounds significant. It sounds very significant. I scanned this over here. But on the downside on Plug, you got to be careful because energy is just going off the cliff here. It's terrible. XLE this morning down 2%. It's really, really bad if you're in any energy stocks, and I am in one, which I shouldn't have been. I'm trying to get out of. But in any case, Plug, can it beat the tide today with that big news? Okay, so I would say your support here is going to be somewhere like your pre-market high. Like I don't want to see the stock go below 834 or so. That's your pre-market, right? Low. So like 834, certainly wouldn't want to see it go red on a day when the market's green, or red when you have apparently good news. But this has been beaten down along with energy. So can this news be good enough to take it to the high here, which is 919, the high of that candle, which also kind of coincides with the 50 DMA? Maybe, and that's the play. So the play is on this news, maybe 838 to like 919. But I think you got to have a tight stop loss on this in case it doesn't work out and in case energy just drags everything energy down. XLE, so drags everything down. So be careful with that. KSS, call. So you guys know Budweiser and Target had been the target of cancel culture words and stuff. And Budweiser, particularly this morning, is down below key moving average because their sales continuing to get worse week after week after week. Target is finally rebounding. But a new one has come and entered this play, and that's calls. Calls starting this morning. You can see it's down 2.5%. So kudos to my colleague, Joseph Levy, who flagged this. This was all over social media yesterday for the first time. And since they had a nice earnings report. By the way, that earnings report was a beat, but the guide was in line, right? So I don't know what everyone is so excited about. And probably that's why it was like 23 and it sold off all day, as we've seen with stocks like Deere, right? You have your beat, but your guide's in line. That suggests like the second half maybe not as good. So you saw it, selling off since the earnings, and now you got, I'm not going to get into the details of what's controversial in their stores, but similar. It's very similar to Target in terms of displays of things folks aren't happy with. So this is being targeted now by the shorts this morning, and it would be great to, if you're short this, it would be great to go below 1965, which we are, aren't we? Yeah. What I'm talking about. 1941 was the low of the day. Okay, 1943. Yeah, it'd be great if we can go below 1943 if you're short this, and then you get this gap to fill around 1931. And let's see what's after that. After 1931, maybe you can make a move below 19. I think that's possible. I think these moves are possible because of how hard Target and Budweiser have been hit. Their stock has been hit. At this point, this is just a sentiment play. Even if the fundamentals aren't there, right? With Budweiser, the fundamentals were there. That sentiment was correct. The sentiment, the headlines of the boycotts did impact fundamentals in a way that really justifiably took its market cap down. I don't think we have data. I haven't seen data yet on Target, whether it's really impacting their sales. But at this point, when you have both the stock actions of Target and Bud, now this just becomes a stock play where traders are going to be like, let me short this, even if we don't have the data yet, even if this is not as bad of a boycott as the other ones. So that's the play on KSS today. Good job, Joseph, for bringing that up in our community. Ford, so this was one Thursday afternoon, I think it was. Yep, they had that Twitter Spaces. We jumped on this, had a target at the 20 DMA. It beat that target, right, because they're doing the collaboration with Twitter with the Tesla EV chargers. And now this thing keeps on moving above the 50 DMA. Guess what? My target's at the 200 DMA, which is about 1284, 1283 on Ford. So this one keeps on moving. By the way, it had an upgrade as well, $13 to $16 from Jefferies. And nice commentary. If you scroll down here, you can see that commentary. Here it is, up to buy following investor. And they mentioned that Tesla investor conference. They mentioned that Tesla collaboration. So Ford looking good today for that target to about 1281. Okay, might go higher, but that's kind of like your easy low hanging fruit there, 1281. All right, just want to mention YTRA online. This is one that Matt Colbert has been telling us for a long time. I don't know much about it. I'm not about to tell you it's a good buy here, but they did have earnings, and it was 1 penny EPS, so a positive versus a negative 2 cents. And then they beat revenue 23 million versus 13 million. That's a big revenue beat. So maybe this is going to be something. I just lost one of my indicators. So maybe this is something worthwhile. I'm going to see if I can bring Matt Kolb on for an interview later today. All right, just pointing that out. Don't have a price prediction for you on YTRA. IMMX, another one that Joseph Levy brought to our attention. There was a article in jpost.com about this multiple myeloma drug, which has a very high cancer cure rate. Now, that data appears to be out there already, but JPost and another publication brought it to the forefront. I think it was even on Drudge Report. Okay, so now this is getting a secondary kind of movement here because it's spreading this good news about a cure for multiple myeloma. And IMMX has the exclusive patent for it in the U.S. as an Israeli company with a multiple myeloma drug. And they have the patent to do U.S. clinical trials. So you can see the movement. We're getting up 6% this morning, and you can see your targets right there. It's above the 200 DMA, and the next one would be about 197 at the 50 DMA, and it's already on its way there, it looks like. All right, so, man, there's so much to cover. I got to move to Vegas, but I just want to let you know, XXII, they did another 100 stores was launched for the VLN cigarettes over the weekend. Maybe part of the reason why it's getting a small spike here. And there were 7-Eleven stores. So perhaps that's a precursor to getting some sort of press release from the company that in terms of availability at 7-Eleven. So watch that on XXII. Rum, their app rankings were through the roof this past weekend. They signed another big creator, like with million. They got like the first video had millions of views. So Rum, something to watch there. LAZR, huge short position, making its move back towards the 200 DMA. I'm short puts on this thing. The puts pay. Oh my gosh, selling the puts pay as they do on AI. I'm also short puts. Actually, I do have some AI exposure because I'm a short puts on AI too. Thank God, I got some exposure there. All right, and then let's see. HTCR, we're interviewing the CEO Thursday. This may be doing a gap fill, man. After that earnings report, gap fill at 128. No position now, but I'm watching it for the gap fill, and then we'll discuss with the CEO Thursday. Could be a good play on Japanese IPOs. And Kodak just been ripping. Oh my gosh, 535 is the target, almost there. What are you going to say? All right, so with that, let's bring on Vegas just here, and we're ready to go and talk about big caps. Good morning, Vegas.
Good morning. What a nice morning for me.
Yeah, and for me,
and hopefully for everyone else. Yeah.
It's been
loving
awesome.
The action. My little NVIDIA is doing so good.
That's amazing.
And this AI theme, we've been talking about AI for weeks on the show. Mm-hmm. And hopefully everyone's paying attention to the AI movement. I mean, this is just not going to go away.
I agree. It has legs.
And by the way, Tesla has been mentioned as a possible top AI play by ARK Financials. Kathy Wood just mentioned that now. And so Tesla also being part of the AI theme, as you guys know, with the technology they have in the cars.
I know Elon Musk is making some AI product, but I thought that was outside Tesla. You're saying as it's under the Tesla brand or something?
Yes, this is the Tesla under the AI play. Yeah. Don't forget they have a lot of technology in the actual cars, self-driving, all that stuff.
Look at that. It's over the 200 DMA. This was our target. Yeah. Remember we spoke last week.
My target on Tesla, I'm looking for Tesla to go to today. I'm going to look to trade Tesla, and so I'm looking for Tesla to go to 207, 210.
There you go,
so
right at
looking
50 DMA.
For a nice move here. Yeah,
50-week, right at the 50-week moving average. So I can get around that too. That makes sense.
Yeah, really nice. Some nice action too. Nice to see Apple finally wake up. I mean, this Apple's been really frustrating for me, actually. It's just been like sitting there doing nothing. Microsoft was going. and just Apple just was doing nothing.
Crazy.
Finally happy to see that finally Apple has triggered to go long on Apple.
Ooh.
It did break 177.50. So looking to go long
That's a
on
new
Apple
52-week
today.
high. That's a new 52-week high.
Yeah. And so looking for Apple to head towards 184. So I'm going to go on a swing trade on Apple. For today in particular, though, it's not going to go there today. Today, Apple is going to go maybe to, you know what, maybe 180 today. But I will say, loving PLTR. That's an active swing.
Oh, hold on. Before you go to PLTR, I'm just looking at this Apple chart. I see a gigantic W bottom on the weekly candles. And when you take that to its full fruition, I think this thing can break that 184 you're talking about, making maybe a move to 192. Could take weeks or a couple months.
Yeah, it could take some time, but definitely looks really nice. And obviously look at Meta, looking so good. My target on that one was 270 and 273. So I look like I'm on track to my targets. So my targets are not as crazy as they sound when I give them out, because I've been on Meta since it broke 250. I've been long on Meta.
270. All right. I even see 300, but we'll see how long it takes to get there.
And then we have, so let me talk about today. Let's talk about today. So
hold
PLTR.
On. PLTR. Go ahead.
Yeah, so PLTR is fine. I really like more PLTR, not for day trade, because sometimes it doesn't move as fast. So, if you're going to trade PLTR, I would say best to be in a swing trade. It's not for day trade material. The momentum's just not enough, not powerful enough to make enough money on PLTR. So it's not for me. It's not a day trade for me ever. I usually, if I buy it and I have PLTR, full disclosure, I have the actual stock. And I have leaps, January leaps, but PLTR is a nice, beautiful swing trade setup with time. So as long as you know that, if you're in options, you got to take the right expiry date. Don't do a day trade. You're not going to make much money on a day trade with PLTR.
Okay, great. I went through the levels while you're going. I got 14, just so we have 1486 is the resistance I'm seeing, and then 19 to 21 range.
Yes, but for today, you might see 15 today, $15. So it looks good definitely for today. But yes, I love your 19. Looks beautiful. Amazon's just getting started. Loving Amazon this morning. If it breaks 122.50, Amazon's gonna go. And where I can see Amazon today, it can go towards 125.78.
Oh yeah, I still love Amazon. I've told you this before, but I cannot wait to have conversations with Alexa. And can you imagine if you can have what do you call it, mental health discussions with Alexa?
I know. Can you imagine awesome. you could talk to Alexa and say, I'm really stressed out.
Exactly.
What can I do about this? Or I have this big problem. And you talk to Alexa like a therapist.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be really cool. And they actually give
coming. I guarantee it's coming.
Good. And one thing I want to mention, okay, since we're talking about this AI, do you know that they're talking Netflix has AI? And I'm like, really? So, Netflix, look at the move it's had this morning, okay? Up over 5.4%. I have Netflix stock's been great.
Every stock's an AI stock.
Everything's
an AI stock.
Just say you're AI. So if
right as a 200 DMA.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
If Netflix breaks $400 today, I'm gonna go into a day trade.
Oh, 200 a week.
I will take average. The 405 calls weekly. So watching that one.
I don't blame you.
Watching, there's so many things to watch. You just have to decide which one do you want to trade. So the ones I'm looking to trade today, I have active swings in Meta, Amazon, Google. So it's going to leave those alone because they're just starting. They're playing out right now. But for day trade today, I'm looking to trade Tesla and Netflix. So I'm looking to trade those two. Nice. Oh, and you know what? Google's doing so good. So, Google looks phenomenal and room to 129 today. So, Google looks great. Great day trade setup on Google too.
Love it.
So luck in that one too.
Gosh. All right. We got to go. This is just crazy.
You guys have a great day. We got to print some money.
All right. Just hold on. Just before you go, Ford and WPP. I think they're both good day trades as well. Ford and WPP. Yeah. Ford had the Tesla news the other day. And
the only thing you can tie with Ford, honestly, I don't like trading Ford. for day trade for me because Ford is so slow. The float is massive. It's like in the billions.
Yeah, I
So
know, but it's been since the
you know.
Tesla news. Look at it; it's been like straight up. So anyway, there's only 20 cents left to my
No,
target.
I'm just saying it's not for day trade for me, in my
Yeah.
opinion. I've traded it so many times, but it doesn't move enough to make
Yeah.
money. So, but Ford is a great swing trade. The weekly chart's nice. Has room to go much higher.
And then,
so let's see
and then
what
the other
does.
one, just keep WPP on your radar. They had a deal with NVIDIA that came out yesterday. NVIDIA WPP deal, and that's moving this.
Yeah, I saw that. And I want to mention too, last one, LXRX. It's a beautiful weekly chart. Okay. It's had some fantastic news.
Pharmaceutical.
Yeah, LXRX and had some news then.
Oh, is it me or her? I can't hear her anymore. Hello, hello. All right. I can't hear her. Is it me? Anyway, Vegas, I can't hear you. That was a great show. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys later.